Hello there. Forgive me, my throat and voice are still a little bit out of it. I'm still sick, so if I sound like absolute dirt, that's why. But don't worry, we're coming in with some more Wizard of Wegend 2. This might be the last video I do for it. I actually scrapped the last run that I had planned to make a video for. I was sure I was going to do it, and then I thought, no, I'm going to scrap it because I've since unlocked a lot of new things, and I just want to kind of cut to the chase and show you the end result of my little journey through Wizard of Wegend 2 so far, as opposed to showing you little select runs here and there. So first and foremost, this mirror. I have a bit of a story about this mirror. So I've played the game for about 13 hours total now, according to my Steam. I've unlocked all of the spells, all of the relics. I've unlocked a variety of cape designs. I've done a few things in here. For the most part, I've kind of, you know, dipped in and done the most that I can. Last night on Discord, Dr. Pepper Dude, shout out to Dr. P, mentioned, what medallion are you rocking? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, go to the mirror in the main hall and talk to it and pick a medallion. I was unable to do so. I had played at the time about 10-11 hours into the game and did not have medallions available because I hadn't died enough. Sure enough, we went into a run, I stood on a trap, I killed myself on purpose, came back, and this was available. Apparently, once you get the runes, I'm going to quickly show you, if you unlock the ability to have runes, which is what funny old fella here does for you, and you have these equipped, once you've done that, if you lose another run or if you die, you'll get access to it. Now, I don't know if there's a bug or an issue as to why I didn't get it earlier, but sure enough, there's a whole new mechanic here that I wasn't engaging with for the majority of my time playing. So the basic medallion doesn't do anything, but all these other ones, this is kind of like, I want to say, the replacement for how the different cloaks and costumes in the first game affected your playstyle. They would do things like making you slower but more durable, or reducing your max life but making you do more damage. There were all those different cloaked effects. So these, I believe, are exclusively all positives. No, here it is right here. Venture does the same thing. Reduces your life but gives you a damage boost. That's pretty good, right? 25% more damage? That's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty huge, dude. One's like a big health increase. Signature gain 25%. Very, very nice. Increases healing and critical heal chance. Very good. Movement and dash delay increase. So you start sprinting faster and you just move quicker. Good for speed running, I guess. Max life goes down, but after 5 seconds of not getting hit, you get a little bit of rapid life recovery. Now, you can still get max life boosters during your run, or you could take a relic to do so. It's not that big a deal. And evasion and crit chance boost, naturally, I'm going with Awe, which gives me a 10% crit chance increase and a 25% crit damage increase, because I like to see big numbers. But I did not have access to this for a while, and it felt kind of weird to know that there was a whole mechanic that others have been using up until this point, and I'm going, huh? What do you mean there's a mechanic I'm not using? Word? Oh, I see. Now, the reason I'm skipping my last run, I actually just deleted the whole run, and I'm coming to this one, is just to show you my thoughts on the strongest build that I can put together right now. So far and away, these are all of the different basic arcana that we have now, 10 out of 10 so far. Some of these that I haven't shown you, like the Flame Strike, for example, is okay. It's a nice little flame AoE that comes out. It's the melee version. All of the different elements, forgive my dog, all of the different elements have a melee and a ranged version. So we have the melee earth one, and we have the ranged earth one. We have melee and ranged options for all of them. This one's kind of cute. It just shoots a few rocks out front. It's not bad. The ranged options for most of the basics do seem to be more or less kind of similar, you know, variations of each other, like the fireball kind of motif. The lightning spinner, I believe I've shown you. The bolt rail, I believe I've shown. We've seen the aeromancers, but not the perforating jet. So the perforating jet, once again, it's just, you know, a long straight line of attack, similar to what the earth one is. That's why I'm saying that they kind of overlap a little bit. Bending torrent, though, is pretty unique compared to the others. You shoot this little wiggling wave of water, and if you don't do anything, it'll just come back to you. But if you keep hitting the button, you can force the wave of water to kind of bounce in between all of the enemies, right? And it doesn't have to come right back to you straight away. It's pretty cool. As an idea, I do like it. Definitely the most unique of all the basics, but by far the best one is the Frost Blade. It's just it's just the best one, right? It has a good arc. It hits, you know, a nice 180 degrees around, I want to say. I think it hits pretty fat around your body. And it may not seem like much right now, but the damage it does, the upgrades you can get, and just how it can be used is just immense. Also, the main reason is if you look at my signature meter build, it builds a lot of signature meter. The only other melee, or the only other basic, I should say, that felt like it came close was the Earth Knuckles, the big bricks on the fists. All the others are perfectly fine. There's nothing really wrong with any of them. I wouldn't say any of them are explicitly bad. Maybe Fireball's damage could do with a little bit of a buff, because only the last Fireball itself does a decent bit of damage. The first, like, 2 shots are kind of weak. But Frostblade, far and away the best one. Signatures. I don't know. I could show you some of the signatures you haven't seen yet, like the Impaling Drill. The drill is cute. Oh, well, there you go. There's the signature drill. I remember in the first game, I feel like the big drill, like the drill attack got a giant drill as one of its signature things. And in this one, it's just little drill goes forward and does some damage. It feels very weak for what it is. I guess the idea is to pair it with other effects that either have to do with multi-hitting. So if you can get this critting a lot, you could trigger a lot of the crit effects, like the Vampire's Glasses, stuff like that. But the big signature one, this feels like it'd be okay against waves of enemies, but less useful against like a singular boss, like the wizard bosses that aren't very big and thick. Because you want to get as many of these drills to hit as possible, and some of them are just going to go right past and miss. It's a little bit wasted. I feel like if all of these drills had some light homing and maybe curved inwards a little bit or curved towards nearby enemies, it might be a little bit, you know, more user-friendly as opposed to just firing off a bunch of shots that are going to more often than not miss. Frost Scimitars. I really want to like these, but I don't like them as much as I could. You throw out Scimitar, it hits enemies, and it will gradually pull them back in towards you. It will stop when it hits an enemy, so if you throw one point blank, it will just stop right there. It doesn't go all the way through. If you throw them from a bit further away, it'll go forward until it hits a dude. I'll show you the point blank. It just kind of stops right there. It doesn't go all the way past them. The signature is a bit of the same when it comes to the drill, how it fans them out, but this just means it'll grab more dudes, and then it does pull them all back in towards the center. It's not terrible, but there are ways you can make it work, but it's you know, it could be better. Inferno Barrage is probably my least favorite signature in the entire game. So if you tap the button, it fires off like 3 quick little shots of flame energy. If you hold the button in, it charges up and fires more. That should be about 70 to 80. Yeah, there we go. 70 to 80 damage. The signature is the only way that it pierces, and it lasts a bit longer, and you're invincible during it. Which you would think isn't too bad until I tell you that the regular version, you can steer it a little bit, you can aim it around. The signature version, you cannot. I'm wiggling my stick in circles, nothing's happening. So if you fire this, if you're surrounded by enemies in any way, and you fire this and hit one dude, like hypothetically I aim this way and I do this, I can't turn this to hit the other guys that I'm missing. It's a little bit too linear. Either the attack needs to be a bit wider, or it just needs, I don't know, different utility baked in. And yes, you can upgrade all of these during your runs to get better, but just from a default, dude, this is not the best. The best, by far, in my opinion, is Dragon Circuit. I recommend you take this on as many runs as possible if you're looking to grind or farm. It is just universally one of the best spells in the game, for me at least. Now, the way that it works is you fire it, and it does little zigzags, hits the enemies, and then crashes down after it's done a few little hits. And it has the shock effect there that you might be able to see. Although it doesn't say that it's shocking, it clearly is shocking. And if you remember from the other abilities we've seen before, the shock status effect, if I come into here, stop fighting my mouse, shocked enemies are momentarily stunned. So the shock effect means that they can't take an action. Now, even though the Dragon Circuit doesn't say that it shocks, it looks like it's shocking, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. Doesn't matter, because what we really want this for is the ultimate. That's a lot of good damage. It's a massive burst of AoE. Two good things about it: even if you're not next to the enemies, the dragons will home in and find targets to land on. So you can fire this off, and if all the dudes near you die and there's some stragglers all around, those falling dragons will target them. It's very, very good. In addition to that, this doesn't lock you into place too long. Now, all signatures should make you invincible, like the Inferno Barrage. I'm sitting there firing fire attacks and not getting hurt, but with this one, it comes out very quickly, and you can start moving and doing other stuff while it's still doing stuff and stunning your enemies. So you can start firing off all sorts of extra attacks while it's active. It's just very, 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 very fast, very good utility. It's strong, all right? It's just strong. Now, finally, over in the standard pool, there are a lot more standards here. I recommend, if you want to see all of these and what they can do, I'm not the guy for it. I'm not going to sit here and go through all of these with you because there are just so many. But some of my standout favorites by far, the Blazing Whip, I've already shown you. This is still, I think, a top tier pick. I think if you just take this, most of your runs are set to have, you know, a much higher chance of success. Blizzard is very good. The run that I scrapped actually showed off Blizzard. Much like the Flame Whip, Blizzard is insanely good for meter build. If you drop this on a group of enemies, look at my signature meter. That's huge. It just filled like 70 to 80% of the meter by just dropping one Blizzard on the enemies. It's very, very, very good. Now, the only drawback is it is a targeted location. If you push enemies out with your other spells, or they walk out, or there's a spread group of enemies, it's a bit harder to make this work, whereas Flame Whip, Blazing Whip, I should say, is a bit easier to target where you want to hit. You just grab it, you go out, and you just start whipping. Plus the upgrade, I think it's, what's it called? The upgrade that gives you a third charge of the whip that also skyborns enemies. Very, very good. Very, very good upgrade indeed. A lot of these are just good at what they do, but aren't necessarily, like, you know, standing out as impressively as Blazing Whip or Blizzard. Something that's kind of cute, I want to say. The Chrono... What did I say? Because I say Chrono Barrage? The Flame Barrage that I didn't like very much. Inferno Barrage. This works better. Look at this. Shoutouts to the Flame Beam from the first game, right? So it does exactly what you want it to do, and it actually does more damage on its own than the signature version, the Inferno Barrage. It's kind of nuts. Plus, this thing can be upgraded to be very, very strong. However, out of all of these, right, there's so many spells here. Ice Spear, very good, by the way. Shouts to Ice Spear. We're going to be taking Fueled Berserk. I know this whole intro bit's taking a while. I'm trying to wrap up all of my thoughts because I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one because I'm kind of peaking the build right here, all right? The build is peaking. In addition to that, I'm going to come in and do we already have... It's fighting my mouse again. Star Trinket, we do. I have all of these unlocked now. I still think that out of all of the relics, top tier picks would be the Rogue Daggers. If you've got a strong attack that you can throw out that will do big, big, big damage all at once, it is fighting my mouse. I hate this. I have to rip my mouse out of my PC if I'm going to get this to work. Rogue Daggers are a great pick if you want to just go in and one-shot enemies with the whip like I showed you last time. All of these that increase specific types of damage are very, very nice as well if you want to do a mono build, like all water, all fire, all earth. Fist of the Magi is very good for the build that I'm going to show you, but because I don't want to be exclusive and potentially ruin my lightning dragon, which, by the way, the dragon eye is pretty cool too, I'm going to use the Star Trinket just to get some universal damage in. I do recommend the Berserking Sandwich if you want to have some more survivability in your build and not have to just take, you know, life boosters like this. It's pretty good. Now, what does Fueled Berserk do? Fueled Berserk is a returning spell from the first game. It makes your basic spells better. So for our basic, that would be our Frostblade. So we activate this and it speeds up our basic Arcana. Now, just to remind you, this is what our Frostblade is doing on its own. 1, 2, 3, stop, 1, 2, 3, stop. So what happens, I'm going to waste this real quick because I want you to look at my signature meter build. Look how far away those track to as well, by the way. This is such a good spell. Watch how fast my signature builds while you're looking at how insane this is after we buff up. Kind of nuts, right? You can basically guarantee every time you activate Fueled Berserk, you're going to get access, assuming you're hitting more than like one enemy, you're going to get access to your charged signature. And once again, if you remember, our charged signature comes out very quickly, so we don't even have to stop the onslaught. We can fire it off and go right into other spells as well. It's just good. Let's get a run started. Let's get in here, and enough talking about what we're going to do. Let's start doing it. It's nuts. We can fire this off, you know, kill a bunch of dudes. I'm going to activate now and just start slashing dudes. The cooldown is only 10 seconds, and even then, I think it's like 4 seconds-ish of activation once you do pop it, so you're only really looking at about 6 seconds of downtime on your Berserk cooldown in the first place. It's silly, dude, how good this is. Look at that, dead. Oh, push him off the edge, dead. More? Look at that. Look at that. Wild how good this is. Let's move on. I'm not sure what other spells I'm looking for. I always have a hard time deciding, you know, in builds like this, what other spells do I want? Because I don't really need other spells. You can 100%, ouch, you can 100% just take this build as it... Little cheeky guy got me before I got to finish my attack. You can 100% take this out of the gate exactly as is, and I could go to the very end, beat the final boss, and have an easy run, start to finish, without adding any other spells into the build. In fact, there are some cursed relics that would probably synergize better if I didn't take other spells. We fire it, we walk away. Look at that. Look at that, dude. It's nuts. Oh, it's my Fuel Berserk back. Don't mind if I do. You see, dude? See the cooldowns on this? It's nuts. Speaking of cooldowns, killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of a random arcana for 1 second. So we can get more access to our Lightning Dragon, or we can get more access to Fueled Berserk. Now, melee arcana deal 12% more damage though. Yes, I would like more cooldown, but 12% more damage on our Frostblade just sounds nice. Our Lightning Dragon is definitely a projectile. You can see it doesn't have the icon there. Man, they take away the icons on some of these when you're looking in the menu. Devs, we need to see the icons on all of these spells all the time, because this is definitely a projectile, but it doesn't have the projectile thing on it now that we've chosen it. Fire you, just to annoy you guys. I want to get a bunch of dudes lined up, so I can just kind of run through them all. Little plant. No, have that. Speaking of plant. Is that it? Are we good? No? No? You guys are mad down here? I'd be mad too. If I had lightning dragons getting me like that. Grab all of our goodies. Sprint into pots. Move on. Now I want to go up here. I think this is another dead end, right? Yes. Yes, it is. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Fueled Berserk. Fill 15% of signature charge on use. Ooh, so just by activating it, we get more signature build immediately. Very, very good. There is an upgrade called Critical Berserk that we're looking for that's going to give us a crit boost while we're active. There's also a longer lasting upgrade to Fuel Berserk as well. So what we could do is we could like tunnel vision our way into the Berserk upgrade and just make that very, very strong for us. Or we can kind of spread things out. The Frostblade does upgrade very, very nicely. More damage to undamaged enemies is just good on a lot of different spells, depending on how hard they hit out the gate. More damage to bosses. This also means our ultimate attack will do more damage to bosses. I kind of want to use this more because building the signature isn't an issue for us. We're not going to have a hard time getting to use our signature. We'll get to use that a lot. But if your build, for whatever reason, doesn't build signature as quickly, if you're using a different melee attack or you're just using a different setup, having it so that you do build more signature is always good to have on these spells. It's such a good upgrade to be able to get. No, let's take that. We didn't build much on these guys because these little bugs just don't have much health, and so they die too quickly to really build. But that's okay, because they're weaker, we don't even need to worry about fighting them too strongly. We can just kind of pick them off. And then move in and deal, with the actual stronger enemies. I'm just gonna fire this here and let the dragons take care of the rest. There we go. See how good it is, man, just to have this kind of access to I'm gonna say it, access to degeneracy. It's kind of unfair to my enemies how simple it is. You can kind of just like fire these things off and just let it do the work for you. Increase your damage and another 10% per upgraded arcana. Very good for us. I see the assassin boots. I see assassin boots. There's a battery there that's going to give my lightning damage a boost. Assassin's boots. I hate this. I hate that assassin boots have shown up again. Give me that and the enhancement infuser. We'll take both of these. We will take both because we're going to get a lot more bang for our buck out of it. I've used up more gold than I'd like to in the first area. Unless I get one of those wizard guys who's going to challenge me to completing a task, I may not get enough money to buy a spell. But that's okay. We don't really need to buy a new spell right away. Come back this way, guys. Because like I said, you can come out exactly like this and blitz the whole run. You don't need anything more. I'm gonna go back though, because we've definitely gone the way that we're supposed to. I always do this. If there's a fork in the road and I want to go the secret way that's going to lead me to treasure, I won't do it. Ah, big chest. Big chest wants us to kill it and not die in the process, because he's going to fire out a bunch of... I hate the whirlwinds. Yeah. I get it, dude. I get it. Die. He shoots some of these things out very quickly. Killing an enemy with a standard melee arcana activates your revenge effects. Standard melee arcana. So we don't have a standard melee on us. We don't even have a standard that we could consider a ranged or a melee. I don't think the Field Berserk counts as anything. It's just a buff. But we will potentially keep that in mind, but I don't have any revenge effects, so it's not like it's, you know, super important. Clean him up. Clean him up. Clean him up. Look at the dude. It's so nice. Break the pots. This is what I've been doing. I've been alternating between doing this. If you do this exact same build, by the way, the Frostblade and the Lightning Dragons, and you just replace Field Berserk with, say... Oh, that's scary. You could replace the Field Berserk with something... Look, dude, look how strong that is. The whip! I was gonna say, you can replace... Holy shit. You could replace Field Berserk with the whip or with Blizzard and still get the same effect. This is illegal, actually. Look out, dude, look at the whip. This is a little bit unfair, even. And now I can just whip dudes, and now I can do this. The whip is going to build signature meter very quickly as well. Activate. Cut him down. Cut him down. Cut him down. And signature's almost built. I'm going to quickly run in, and we're at the end. Damn it. I got to go back. Can I teleport back really quickly? No, there's no teleport back that way. Run. Run. My signature is running out. Run. I can afford to be risky. There's some healing back here. Ah, it's the shop lady. So I have enough. I've made enough more money than I thought I would, to be honest. Nothing that we want, to be honest. Terra Ring is kind of cool. It is a melee attack and would count towards our melee arcana, but honestly, we could do this build exactly as we are and complete the whole run without any real issues. I should have teleported. I'm not really that fussed on what the next one's going to be. I only want one if it's going to be, like, noticeably very good. Now, this guy is a pain in the ass. Out of all of the bosses, this guy is the one that I have a harder time using Field Berserk against. We can break him quickly, though. What I'm going to do is try and break his guard first. Because he does that. Activate. Cut him down. Dead. He got me with that stupid lightning fan. I was waiting for him to do the lightning dashes. Here I am saying this one's hard to use Field Berserk against. It just kills him. My advice to you is break the guard of the wizards, and then as soon as you do, go into Field Berserk and fire away. And then once they recover, critical, there we go. Once they recover from having their guard broken and they start attacking, fire off your signature, because you'll get a little bit of invincibility off of that. And the signature, ultimate rather, will already start pushing him towards being broken again afterwards. So, unless you've got the... Is it called the Knight's Bracelet or something? There's an item that gives you 20% more damage to staggered enemies. If fire your ultimate and then Field Berserk against their staggered self, if you've got that item. Now, critical Berserk, we get an increase to critical chance and damage. There's no numbers on this. Devs, half of the things in the game will give me a straight up number, and then some of them won't give me a number. I need a number. Blasting Whip was the upgrade I was trying to think of before. This is the one that gives it a third hit. It causes a slam effect and makes them airborne. Very, very good. But if I can add more critical power to my Berserk upgrade, I'm going to do that. If I get the chance to do Blasting Whip again, I might take it. Otherwise, I'm just going to do this. And maybe whip a few dudes here and there. And while my Berserk is cooling down, I can fire off all my other spells. As you can probably guess, it's not even that important to fire off the Lightning Dragons as a basic attack. I'm mostly using it for an ultimate. However, it is a really nice, just ranged attack. I had no reason to do that. It is just a nice range attack in general. I could replace this. I could replace this. Because I don't think I have... I'm not going to look for revenge effects. What could we get instead? So we could get Way. When an enemy comes out of shock, it zaps and shocks adjacent enemies in a chain. That's not too bad. If we fight... if we manage to upgrade our Frost Blade to give it... You can give it an effect where it will actually freeze enemies, and we can fire our Lightning Dragon. Or we can just get 15% more damage on our basic attack. The red katana tassel. So we do have effects that boost our melee damage, and we could get that on our ranged option for our dragon, but nah, we're gonna get the Shiva's water bottle. More damage for our basic attack, let's go. I like it. We're just gonna end up being a basic spam bitch. I pressed the wrong button. I whipped when I didn't want to whip. Oh, you're in trouble. Oh, look, they're all wiped out. Whip. Easy. Dead. Move on. Next. I pressed it again. I keep pressing. I keep thinking that my whip is on my R1 when it's not. It's not on R1. Whip is on R2 right now. There. R2. Whip. Fire it. There we go. And they all die. It's so good, dude. Perish. Quick. Oh, it's you! Bro, I literally didn't even notice it was the guy. How? I should have stopped short. No! No! Say it ain't so! Dude, it hit dudes that were off screen. It hit guys off screen. It's so good. Why do I keep falling into holes whenever I start recording? I don't fall into holes like this when I'm not recording. You gotta believe me. And if someone says that I do, they're just trying to gaslight you. Don't believe their lies. Don't believe their filthy, filthy lies. Get me to the next room, damn it. I want out of here. I want... Oh, no, I want portal. Whip. Whip. The whip having good range like this is so nice as well. Because you can just... Look at this. You can bully dudes. Look, I'm going to bully this guy. I'm bullying this guy. Spit at me. I dare you, idiot. Now, what have we got over here? Cursed Skull is kind of cute, but who cares? Whoa. Your basic Arcana deals 40% more damage, but all other damages are decreased by 40%. Or I could take the Carver's Hammer, which gives us a 35% damage boost, while all of our other Arcana are on cooldown. I mentioned that there was a cursed item that makes it better to not take other Arcana. So the fact that I have the whip makes us tricky because it has 2 charges and it's hard to keep it on cooldown. But if you had some longer cooldown relics like that fire turret, for example, or Blizzard, you know, some of these bigger boys, you can run in and drop all of those and then activate Berserk and then start slashing and get your big damage. It also makes the cooldown of other Arcanas longer just so that you can keep this effect going for a bit better. I've not done a double-edged Cestus run yet, but you know, now might be the best time to do it because we do have so many items that are buffing its damage. So the whip and the lightning dragons are mostly going to be utility now. Having said that, the whip still one-shot that guy. So how bad are we talking here without... Ah, it's not even bad, dude. Look, it's still killing guys. Nah, that's fine. That's fine. But if I wanted to slap a dude... If I wanted to fuel Berserk for a second, can I get a little... Can I activate and then... Oh, really? 60 crits with a basic attack is kind of huge, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm kind of stacking some nonsense here. My opponents aren't gonna be pleased with me. This is the right way to go. Hang on, let me go back. I hate when I do this. I thought Secret Bridge couldn't possibly be the right way to go. It's Secret Bridge. No, it is. Fire these off first. Now fire that off. Now back here. And then... Damn it! He's just outside of my range. When he backs up, he's so good with it when he backs up. Knock him against the wall. They hate that. Right, so... We kind of know what we need to do. More damage on our Frostblade. Attack speed is not the thing that we worry too much about. We've got huge attack speed already. We want more damage. I was saying I might get the blasting whip upgrade. That's a lie. There's no need to get it now. Look at this nonsense. Although it is still good for building that meter. If I just do this. Did that guy's rock just try and go... Did it go over the gap? Wait. Are you alive? Do the rock. No, it falls in the hole. Good. I was going to say, that should not go over. Whip you twice and slam you against the wall. I'm just messing with him. I shouldn't be messing with him. I'm just trying to test and see how much damage the other stuff does. It is still doing remarkable amounts of damage, considering that they've been 40% nerfed. No. Don't... What? No. What? That fissure slam is kind of nice, but I don't need it. I don't need it. More damage for my dragon eye attack would be pretty good. Receive healing equal to the gold earned. It's kind of nice. It's nice to have a healing thing. Have a lightning strike whenever I land somewhere. More lightning. Dude, so many things here that could buff my signature attack. Non-upgraded Arcana doing more damage. Nah, give me that. And I have money, so I may as well, because these are going to make my ultimate a bit stronger, and I want my ultimate to still be, you know, decent. This way we can have the best of both worlds. We can have strong melee spam. We can have strong ultimates. Now, the goal is... I'm going to fire off my whips to start building a little bit of meter at the start. And then... activate. Holy shit, dude. Lady. Sorry, dude. I keep thinking this is a lady. Wow. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Sexy. Very sexy. Kinda bullshit, actually. Kinda. Look at all my boyos. I got so many boyos. Little legends. Max life, please. I still don't know what these guys do. I guess they come into the fold later, when more updates come out. Now, while I'm running through the desert, you've already got a grip on the build. I'm going to quickly start talking about my thoughts and feelings on the game right now. Ooh, controversial bullshit. Blah, 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 right? So... No. So, right now, I feel like the game is just a little bit undercooked, so to speak. People are saying, you know, Beelz, should I grab the game now? I personally don't think it's a bad game, but I think it needs a bit more time in the oven. I feel like there is stuff to do here, but there's not really enough to justify the full price as it is right now. If you know you're going to play it later, either one, you could wait until later, or two, if you're a fan of the franchise or a fan of the kind of gameplay, go for it. Obviously, if you know you're going to like this already, then, you know, don't listen to me at all. Just go ahead and do it. But there's some stuff that's a little bit lacking. I'm left... Damn! This is perfect. I'm left wanting a little bit when it comes to some of the stuff. I think Tear Stone would be kind of sick to grab too, actually. But that's just my... No, not these things. I forgot about them. They have really good tracking on their stupid little laser attack. No, die. So having a little bit of ranged is always good. Sorry, very quickly. No. This gives me crit chance for me and my enemies, but it is pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah, give me that. More crit damage, please. I'm full. Okay, we got to ditch something we don't care about. So damage, crits, damage, big damage. Tell you what, 15% lightning damage. We can ditch this. Or I ditch my means of getting health. Do that. We go all in on the deeps. Where's that cursed knife? Where's cursed knife? God damn it, dude. Drop this over here. All in on the damage. Knife. Who needs a healing when you've got chest? When you've got knife. Now, in addition to that, the art style. So the art style has been a bit of a contentious topic. Some people don't mind it. Other people hate it. That was always going to be the case. I feel like the art style would be fine. My main gripe with the art style is it feels lacking a little bit. I feel like it needs more shading. In some areas in the desert biome, it looks okay. It looks fine. A pretty close comparison that I see a lot is Curse of the Dead Gods, or even I would say like Darkest Dungeon 2, because they've got 3D models in that now. It needs more shading. It needs a little bit more oomph to make the art style pop, because right now the criticism I'm seeing from a lot of people is that it looks a bit too generic, to the point where it starts to look and feel like a mobile game, and they don't want that. You don't want to have your game look and feel too much like a mobile game, when the whole point behind Wizard of Legend is to be a fast-paced, very, very, you know, more mechanically involved game. I always feel like the first Wizard of Legend was a game that you can sink your teeth into for many hours because of just how the mechanics all flow. That guy's gonna jump at me. I hate him. Stop it, sir. I'm gonna whip him just to get him stun locked. There, die. No, we're already full on relics. We don't care. Which also means I don't have to worry about finishing the rooms if I don't want, but I will anyway. I hate these guys. These little purple dudes shoot balls. But yes, as far as the art style goes, it needs a smidge more polish. It needs more shading. It needs a bit more... It needs something to help it pop, because I do get what people are saying when they say that the art style does feel a little bit like less, because the first game was, you know, very, very particular type of pixel-styled graphics. The animation work wasn't so much in the in-between frames, but mostly just to do with how it looked visually from, you know, a starting perspective. Which is, it's fine. It worked for Wizard of Legend 1. It was a smaller game. It was a cheaper game. It was meant to just be a little, you know, indie-style project like a lot of these games are. And graphics are never the thing that you're meant to worry about too much. I would say that in a similar vein to something like Noida, where the game has a visual appeal to it that is either going to be fine for some people and, you know, some will care, some won't. But with this, it definitely feels, as they're saying, more noticeable that you're going to want this to pop a bit more visually speaking. It's just, it feels, I don't know, incomplete. It's probably not the right word, but it definitely feels lacking. Now, as far as gameplay is concerned, people have had their issues with the removal of things like the Dash Arcana. I don't know, I don't think we'll get Dash Arcana in the future. This is a bad room, dude. Damn, activate. 2 purple ball guys plus the big grab mummy? That's a bad setup. Hello, not Atlas anymore. Was his name Tyrannus? As far as gameplay is concerned, the fighting is fine, the spell loadout and the synergy and stuff, I'm glad that that still exists. I want to see more actual synergy though. I want to see spells play with each other more. There's the relic where if you fire a lightning attack at a frozen enemy, it does more damage. I want to see more things like that. Something that I'm sad to see go that I haven't seen is how items have sets. So in the first game you had, you know, various items that you could collect that pair together that either change how you look visually. One of my favorites was the vampire goggles and the glasses and the fangs, I think. They paired together and it made you look like Alucard, you know, famous anime character Alucard. not the Castlevania one, the anime one. And it also changed how you played. You had like set bonuses. I'm hoping set bonuses come together, and I'm hoping they work the same, because something the first Wizard of Legend did that was so good that more games need to do is when you collect a group of items that belong as a pairing, let's hypothetically say these bottom 4 items are all part of a set. When you collect all 4 of them, they all homogenize. They all collect together into one item slot that's just the complete bonuses of all of them put together, which opens up 3 more slots for more items. So you're encouraged to find the sets, because then you open up more room to add more items. You're effectively breaking the limit on how many items you can hold by collecting multiple sets of pieces. And it's not easy to do, but it's rewarding to do. And so far, items, I don't know if you can tell by just looking, dude, but these are considered good items, right? There are some items that are a bit more niche, they do specific things, but for the most part, you're going to find that a lot of the best items are just things that give you flat numbers. More damage, more damage, more damage, more damage, more damage. Dash and you get crits, it's more damage, more damage, more damage, more damage, right? With a drawback that isn't even really that bad. Like, that's fine, but I want more items that do cool niche things. There's some stuff like when you dodge, you shoot out projectiles. Stuff like that is fun, but it needs to be viable, because right now a lot of them just don't feel viable. It feels like you're doing it for the meme and not because it's good, if that makes sense. I'm doing this now, screw you. Damn, dude, he got absolutely mauled. I was about to say mobbed at the same time, but it was just me. No, shut up. You lose. Did I not fire my signature? Did he, like, technically die so quickly at the signature that it didn't even consume the charge? Never take Dragon Eye, by the way. Never take Dragon Eye. It sucks. We all hate it. Ultimate Whip is useless to us. It's fine, but we don't need it. The Freezing Frostblade. Now we have the option of freezing our enemy. So it used to swing 1, 2, 3. Now it swings 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 4th swing, it freezes our targets. Can you imagine? Yeah, now we're gonna be, like, obliterating dudes and crowd controlling them at the same time. It's very, very nasty. This is why the Frostblade, in my opinion, is one of the best basic Arcana. You could use the others if you want. There's nothing wrong with a lot of the other ones. But this one just feels more unfair, if that makes sense, right? It feels more unfair to our targets. Damn, dude. It actually is hitting harder than our other Arcana now, just to go in and slash dudes with our normal attacks. I hate these rooms. These stupid snake statues that try and hurt me. I'm sorry. Oh, you're up here. There you go. I'll lead it into you. No, 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 no. Stop. That's why having that shock effect, it's definitely shocking. It doesn't say it in the text, but it definitely staggered him and prevented him from fighting back by the looks of it. Do it. We can activate this and we can just slash through all of them. Who cares, dude? Who cares? We're powerful. We're mighty. We're slaying. And the cooldown is back already. So these guys get slain too. I'm gonna fire a lightning attack at him. I'm gonna get scared because that's an invincible mummy who isn't vulnerable just yet. Now he's dead. Too bad for him. See, even with the 40% nerf, we've compensated with our other items. We've made sure that our ultimate isn't too weak. Feels good. Oh dear. Get him. Erased. Eradicated even. Dominated. Pointless. He tried to fight back. Can you believe it? What a fool. Don't throw that. Thank you. More damage to undamaged enemies. Charge signature. More damage to bosses is fine. I don't understand how this works. Does that mean that my basic Arcana will do more damage? Because this thing is a buff. How does this work? I don't understand. I'm taking it because I don't understand and I want to see. I want to get an idea. I want an impression on this. How does that work? So if I run up and I hit this guy, like 34 crit damage, activate. 39 crit. I don't know, man. I can't tell if that's doing something or not. It's a bit weird. Maybe it's doing nothing. Who knows? But they wouldn't put it in and do that if it did nothing, so it has to do something. It has to do something. It's not going to be, like, good for me because I normally hit guys with other attacks first, but that's fine. I'll live with it. See? I just hit him with that. Die. No, dude. Oh, shit. Hey, 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 hey. Where'd you guys come from? Chill. Literally. They spawned on the bottom and came at me, dude. I didn't... The door's open. Who left the door open? All the bats are coming in. Look at how it tears through the enemies. It's a thing of beauty, dude. Thing of absolute beauty. Nah. I'm actually, like, really happy with the loadout. The only way it could be better is if I found the vampire glasses. By the way, I should go back and show you a funny, right? I'll show you a funny back there with Mr. Frog. I don't know if this is, like, intentional or not, but there is a funny thing that you can do with Mr. Frog that doesn't feel like it should be intentional. More gold from all sources? I would if I cared, but unfortunately, I'm kind of good right now. What do we got over here? Star Trinket, Infuser, Magi Staff. Oh, look. If you close it and talk to him again, it re-randomizes what relics he wants to take from you. So if he only offers to take away ones that you want and you're like, no, I want to keep those, just talk to him again afterwards. Don't, why'd I come here? Don't, actually, yeah, go back to the frog. Don't give him something you don't want to. Just stop talking to him and talk to him again. It works. I don't know why it works, but it works. No, don't do it. Haha, stupid. I was about to call him a bug. Stupid. Fuck it. Stupid bug. You're new? Who are you? I've never seen this guy. Oh, that's the Guardian. I've never fought him before. He's dead now anyway. Doesn't matter. GG's. Good fight. Enemies. Ah! Lightning. Oh, I can't do my faux Kermit. It hurts my throat too much right now. Oh, my throat. Take that. Take that. Are we done? Man, we're done already? That's crazy, Brad. Vampire goggles, just to make it funny? No? Burning effects. Burn effects are more powerful. Really? You put the two burning boys next to each other? That's kind of cool, to be honest. Yeah, no, we're fine. Don't even have to buy any more max health or more healing, rather. We're fine. So the goal is I'm going to walk in, I'm going to activate Berserk, try and stun her immediately, hit her with all the stuff after that, and just see how much she blows up. Let's do that. We'll dash first, try and get that extra crit boost. Yeah, that's hurting you, lady. No, come back here. Come back here. If we activate this, he'll stagger her, and then I can hit her with the basic spam. Damn, dude! And again. She's dead. Put that back on the map for me, please. Thank you for destroying Wizard of Legend 2, it says. Don't mind if I do. Yay, we did it. Runs over. Feels good. I mean, realistically, did we need the Flame Whip? Probably not, but it helps speed things up just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. I think that's for the most part it. What I will do is we'll come in here. Let's... do I buy a piece of headgear? I might buy one. No, actually, I want more cloak stuff. Look at this, dude. This is the basic cape. This is the cape that I bought first, like the first type of one. I didn't like the fact that it was so small. I want it to be more like raggedy, so I got this one. And it's short. It's still too short. I want it to be like that end, but on a longer cape. And then I bought this one, and it's short. It's so tiny. Maybe if I buy... I could buy the 75 and then still afford a helmet. Let's do that. I'll worry about these later. Let's buy this. No, it's still shorter. I want a long cape. Let's see. We could go with cool mask on face. We could go with funny hat, funny hat, funny hat. We haven't got a wind boss in the game right now, or the fire boss. These bottom three are the only like wizards we fought so far. Fire guy and wind guy aren't in the game. So what if we take a look at what wind helmet is like? Oh, it's like a visor. It's like a mask. Cute! But no thanks. I like my hooded, dark, brooding, lavender mage look. I don't know, man. There you have it, dudes. Wizard of Legend 2 early access. I've unlocked pretty much everything I can outside of cosmetics. I've explored a lot of the different build options, and I figured I would just cut to the chase and show you one of the most powerful ones. You can replace Fuel Berserk with other stuff. As long as you're using the Frostblade and the Dragon Circuit Lightning attack, you're probably going to get very good mileage out of your run. So that's my little, you know, nugget of wisdom for all of you who are just getting in, who want to farm up some crystals and start unlocking more spells. Aim for those ones first. You may not find Fuel Berserk for a while, but the Lightning Dragon does come along fairly early from what I remember. The Frostblade a little bit later, but you can use the Brick Fists in the meantime. But in closing, overall, I think the game could shape up to be pretty damn good, but I want them to add more of the uniqueness that you could find in the first game, because on the path that they're going right now, they're playing it very, very safe, and I'm afraid that it might become just another generic action roguelite where it doesn't play anything unique. It just does what it knows from other titles like Hades and Dead Cells, etc., who have already come along and sort of innovated the systems in their own way, or have done their own unique like twist on things. For example, in the first game, you could make the runs more difficult depending on what outfit you chose, which also modified how you played. In this one, they've gone with the rune system where you equip various effects. I haven't even unlocked all of these yet. You just have different buffs and positive effects, and if you want to increase the difficulty of your run from apprentice up to adept and elementalist, wizard and arch wizard, which will give you, as you can see in the bottom right, an increase to how many Chaos Gems you receive, but you have to have red slots for negative runes to go in. I've got things like the Danger Zone because traps are funny. And you pick based on what you have at your disposal here, and you slot those in to make the run more difficult. But this does feel a little bit on the nose and a little bit closer to a generic difficulty system, as opposed to making the runs harder by giving the wizard actual trades when it comes to positive and negative, where there's more enemies that spawn. But what's the positive to that? Well, more enemies means you can get more resources, higher chance of drops and money and gold and stuff like that, or having unique encounters and special effects that can happen, as opposed to just more enemy do more difficult thing and you pick and choose modifiers like a heat system. I'm gonna say it, it's very on the nose. It feels very much like the generic difficulty modifiers of rogues of the past. Wizard of Legend 1 had a lot of different and more unique systems interacting that you still can't find in a lot of other games today. If you haven't played the first game, I recommend you go and try it out and then weigh your comparison from there and see how you go. But I do think this game has potential. I just want them to, as development continues, lean more into the unusual, lean more into the unique, because that's what I think of when I think of the first Wizard of Legend. I think of games like Noida and Dungreed and Wizard of Legend 1, these games that don't really have contemporaries that match up exactly the same. If you play Dungreed, there's not that many other games exactly like Dungreed. Scratching that itch is very particular, and Wizards was that. I don't want this to become another generic isometric action RPG styled roguelite where you collect loot, run around on a map dashing a bunch, and just hit enemies until they die. We've got dozens if not hundreds of those on the way already. But with all of that said and done, I've got to get out of here. I hope you guys have enjoyed some Wizard of Legend, and I will see you all again next time. Have a good one.